Hello.
Hello, David. Hi.
How are
Hey
you?
guys.
Yeah. Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, is this our first return guest?
I believe so. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes. Our
Brohawks
first return
history.
guest. Please welcome the Queen of Diamonds, Emily Sands.
Oh, we love her so much. Yay, Emily Stan.
Emily won our bracket where we all met
Mhm.
and fell in love, and
True.
she was the golden retriever who assassinated all of us.
Yep.
and and also just the most wonderful person who made us all these little bracelets.
That's right. Fuck,
And
mine's in the other room. I'm good. Oh, I'm
come
sorry.
on, you
Yeah.
jerk face.
Oh,
Uh,
Yeah,
whatever.
okay.
and because she won our bracket, she went on to the Tournament of Champions. Today is the beginning of the Tournament of Champions, and it's Emily's
Woo!
game. And guess who was in the audience? Yeah.
With Dave. That's
And I
right.
will tell you one quick thing before we get into it, because I want to talk to Emily, obviously, about her whole experience. But they originally sat me in the audience over on the left side, the side that you usually see the camera pan through. And then
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
came over and they're like, we need you to move over to the other side because they don't want any former contestants that any of the contestants on stage know in their eye line.
Oh
Like they're
Oh,
shit.
okay.
like I could somehow have a complex system of hints. Like I can I don't know, like bat a wagadugu with my eyelashes where you look at me from like
First
Right.
off,
literally just a
not
waga.
Burkina Faso. Not Burkina Faso. Don't bring them into this. It's not their fault.
It is like it's my favorite world capital. I'm not gonna lie, I love
It's
Oh,
pretty fucking great.
but
that's so
that's
funny.
how
I didn't realize
seriously
they moved you guys.
they take the stuff. Is like we were like we had to move, and Brian Adams, one of our champions in our bracket,
Mhm.
was not very happy with
Canadian
me.
singer songwriter.
He's
Yeah.
like if I was there, they wouldn't have moved me. But they're like, get this guy out of her eye line, please.
That's fair. That's wild. Also, I'm certain that was because of the tiny vested lawyer said that.
Yeah.
That's almost
Yep,
certainly.
you
Yep.
got it. He
Uh,
wasn't vested up the whole week. I was a little thrown.
that
Whoa.
guy
I'm
is still so intimidating. They have the whole the
Hmm.
legality, the making sure that the clues and everything is done above board is hired out to the third party firm to oversee, and it's done by
Hmm.
this guy who I think played bass for Social Distortion. I don't know, like that's what he looks like. And
Professionally, he's a clown, right?
it does
Like
make
when he's
sense.
not overseeing
no,
Jeopardy, he
Yeah.
is a
no,
clown,
please
which
don't.
It
is
tracks.
amazing. But yes, his speech is basically like, "Hey,
Hey,
welcome. Here's the rules. Have a lot of fun. If you screw this up, you've committed a felony. So have fun." Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not to
Gosh.
make you nervous or anything.
That's it. It's well, I like that Jeopardy is one of those things where it like you have two potentials to commit a felony, either in the playing of the game or then the
Mhm.
reporting of the taxes. And I'm just like, oh, what a fun time if you do it incorrectly.
Oh, goody. Yeah. Well, and you guys are in California too, so which makes the taxes so much simpler, which,
It is. I
Crimean River,
didn't do
right?
them at
But
all.
yeah,
It
Yeah.
was very
It,
simple.
yeah.
You'll find me.
No, all good. But yes, it was, guys, I've got to tell you, it was the biggest boost. Number one, seeing everyone in our group chat sending pictures of their bracelets and just like
yeah.
good vibes. And then I looked out and I could see Dave and Brian who were watching, and they, very subtly gestured. Who's kidding? Like they were hands waving back there. Like,
I
oh,
was like, huh? Huh?
and I was like, diamonds. Yeah, it was a boost to see you guys there.
And
So I really
also,
appreciate it.
we got to meet your parents while we were standing in line, and of course, your
Yay!
husband. And so
Yep.
got to be buddy buddies with them. It was so great to see your family and support, and to talk to your dad about aeration of his farm and, and irrigation. He has a lot of ideas. No,
It does.
no, your parents were so great and like so obviously so proud of you and just
Yeah.
loved everything. You must have told them good things about us, which was a surprise because they were very loving and welcoming to us. Um, yeah,
Thank you for
it was
lying.
amazing.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Appreciate the lies.
No, they had a good time. My dad has such ADHD that by the end he was getting a little antsy. And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
when are you ever going to be doing this again? But all good. Uh,
I mean, he sat through your game very well.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
yeah. But so, we have a group chat with all the diamonds, and
Mhm.
you sort of drifted off for a little bit. We knew you were
Yep.
I
working.
did.
What was your preparation like for coming back for the Tournament of Champions?
Yeah, I will say I felt more prepared going into our wild card competition than I did going into Tournament of Champions. And
Mhm.
they were separated by what, like 4.5 months. So,
Yeah.
um, as soon as I won our tournament, I kind of shut things down. I wasn't going to study. I wasn't going to try and cram. I needed a little break because I had studied a lot leading up to the wild card. Um, and I kind of got back into things. I knew where I thought my weaknesses were, like things that I was like, oh, I should have studied that for the wild card. And I was like, well, no, I really better study it for Tournament of Champions. Um, and I also got Dana, my husband, bought me the buzzer.
Ah.
And I worked on buzzer timing like every day. I was trying to drill
How did you
force
think you had to
and
improve that? Because you were you
You
it's
were
were the best out of
devastating
all
on the buzzer.
27 of us. Yeah. My
right.
gosh. Yeah.
Yes. And so what's really interesting is, they published our stats. And the first time I was on, they weren't publishing stats on how many times you buzz in and how many get right and whatever. Um, and so I was very aware during our wild card of stats. Ken called it out a couple times. He's like, wow,
Yeah,
there
it was
were
surprising.
46 buzzes or
Yeah,
something, like
yeah.
just to have something to talk about.
Yeah.
And I posted this on Reddit, and people are calling me like an evil genius now. But um, during the finals of the Champions Wild Card, I wanted to boost my attempts. So I was buzzing in on stuff I didn't know. Like as Ken was like, Jelon, I was like, oh yeah, now's my time. I'm gonna buzz in. So it looks like I have all these attempts, and it looked like I was really bad at getting in on the buzzer.
Oh, interesting.
And I didn't realize that was going to be kind of the side effect, but people were saying before the Tournament of Champions, they were like, well, Emily has to figure out her buzzer because her speed is really
Wow.
bad. And I'm
Wow.
like,
I would
is it?
I would never say that about you.
That
Are
is
you
a
kidding
sentence
me?
that neither Dave or I have ever thought. Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah,
you're
right. No,
And
and
I'm
here
glad
I
other
wanted to make
people
myself
realize you're
look
an evil
smarter.
genius now.
yeah.
Yes. But yeah, it was a lot of studying the same stuff. I watched all the tournaments after hours, which was super fun anyway. I also was able to prepare locally here in Minneapolis. There's a guy, Sam Kavanaugh, who won Tournament of Champions 2 years ago.
Oh
Heard of
yeah,
him,
yeah.
yeah.
And then here in Chanhassen, right, we're a town of 25,000. There are two other Tournament of Champions contestants or participants from the last several years. So, um,
Mm.
That
yeah,
is
it's just
some
like
Lake
this hot
Wobegon
spot.
stuff right there.
I know. Well, yeah. So,
All the
practiced
kids
with
are
them
above average.
somewhat, but yeah, I wanted to go and have as good of an experience at Tournament of Champions as I did during our wild card time. I was there
Oh,
to, I wanted to make friends. I wanted to just learn about all these people I'd seen on TV. It was a different
right.
vibe though from Champions Wild Card because like we all knew who was going to show up
Right.
for Tournament of Champions. And so while, like I kind of was like, I clocked Dave, I think in the hotel lobby or something, like I didn't know who our 27 would be. So that was a little bit different vibe coming into things.
Yeah.
And the idea that you could like see information about your competitors and get incredibly nervous when you start realizing that some of these people are like the best crossword puzzle solver in England. Like, what? Who is
Okay.
like the guy who won Learned League is in the Tournament of Champions? Like,
Oh
Jesus.
crap.
these are some
Oh,
serious
Okay.
people.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Um,
is there anybody that intimidated you?
yes. Oh my gosh, I was super intimidated. Honestly, by just about everybody because we had Chris who'd won 21 games, which
right.
dude, winning one game of Jeopardy is tough. Stringing 21 of them together is insane.
Yeah.
I really liked Luigi. I'd seen
I
him
love
online and I
Luigi.
just,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of liked his vibe. Someone asked him online once, he's like, what should I study to get good at Jeopardy? And he basically said, like, forget about studying, just go live an interesting life. Like, be
Yeah, he did say
interested in
that.
things
Yeah.
and be curious. And so I liked that vibe. Troy Meyer is the guy who has won Learned League twice, which
Oh,
for those who don't know, like Learned League is where the nerds gather, like,
I
and then
do.
the real nerds, and he's like the king of all the nerds. But yeah, so just like a lot of people where I was like, oh my gosh, I've seen you on TV. You're amazing. Um, and it was super fun. They put us all up at the Culver Hotel, which is kind of historic. It's
Oh,
almost 100
right.
years old.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot you were at the Culver this time.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was a really good time. We flew in on Sunday and we had Monday for like media day, which was it was weird, right? So
Hmm.
they did us all up in hair and makeup, and then like they had us stand in front of a backdrop and like do a photo shoot. And
Okay.
imagine a bunch of nerds trying to take
No.
direction on their like fashion photo shoot. It was so awkward. I got the direction like, can you move your chin? Okay, but don't move the rest of your face. I'm like, how? That doesn't even work. So like, I don't know. They had so many people there. They were playing Beyonce to like get us loosened up.
Oh,
And it
sure.
probably is the nerdiest thing you've ever seen. I
That's
don't know that
fair.
those things will see the light of day. Uh,
That's so cool. And also absurd. Just patently absurd. I love it.
yes. Oh yeah, it was ridiculous. It was also super cool because on Monday we saw the 27th person show up. We didn't know who that would be, right? Because
Yeah.
um, Deb, who won out of the very last Champions wild card, their games were airing like as we
Right.
were taping. So the turnaround was very quick, but I felt for Deb because occasionally they would say like, bring her on in, we'll take a picture with everybody. And then they were like, they need to step aside because we don't want any spoilers. So
Wow.
it's good to have everything out and it's good to have things underway now.
Awesome.
That makes so much more sense now because I saw Kevin Bell had like some sort of caption that was like, Deb, you're no longer ostracized. And I was like, I don't
Yes.
understand. And that makes more sense now. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the Jeopardy honors dinner was, or not a dinner, it was on the wheel stage. Every single person asked, can we spin the wheel? No, it was hidden away. They wouldn't let us. So we had like cocktails and cheese backstage, like next to a generator. Like it was so bizarre. But Kevin Bell, I'm glad you brought
The
that up.
magic of
Kevin
Hollywood.
came, yeah, Kevin came as Wissy Ginger, so his drag
Yeah.
Right.
persona,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah.
so cool. Um, and truly, just like all the people there, we had a priest, we had a drag queen, we had multiple gay men, we had a trans woman. Like it's a good representation of all the people in the world who love to play Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So you guys are
Yeah,
in for a treat to see all the episodes. I think
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of surprises. Someone on
Yeah.
our Tournament of Champions group chat said, oh my gosh, when a certain episode airs, it's going to be like the Red Wedding over on Reddit. Like people are going to die.
I bet I know which
So,
one you're talking about.
I could be talking about like 2 or 3 games though, too,
You
Dave.
could.
Like
Like,
that's what's so amazing. So,
I was such a jerk to our group chat. I'm sorry,
Yes, you were.
Simon's
Absolutely.
group chat, because
Most assuredly.
Emily's now in 2 group chats and she made
mhm,
bracelets for those people too. But
I did.
Whatever,
which
Emily.
which is your favorite bracket, Emily? Who's your favorite group?
It's always going to be the Diamonds.
There you go.
You guys are the best. And talking to the other wild card winners and some of the other folks, our group is about as tight as they come.
Yeah.
And to say that we're still having conversations, and I'll jump back into the group chat, I promise. But all these months later, like it's pretty special.
Yeah. No,
Mhm.
I just have to call TJ, since you were talking about honors. I want to give TJ his props. Ken, who, for those of you who didn't watch the show, Ken says, as TJ Talley said, the real
Mhm.
daily doubles are the friends we made along the way.
Yes. And you guys, I pulled off a little caper, I'm gonna call it, at the TOC. Although it didn't end up being as capery as I thought. But I reached out to Kit, who was in the club's wild card,
Mhm.
and she's a graphic designer. She put together a little printout, very nicely designed, and it's like looks like it's stitched in embroidery, and it does say the true daily doubles, the friends we met along the way, credited to Dr. TJ Talley. And I was thinking, I'm going to sneak this into the green room and just like hang it up because, like, I don't know, you can sneak things into places pretty easily. Well, I forgot anything to hang it up. So I just had to hand it over to Megan, who's the contestant coordinator, but it is now hanging in the contestant green room as a reminder to, I mean, people who are going to go play Jeopardy, you show up, you're super nervous, you don't know what to expect. And it's truly the one thing that I think everyone can take away is the friendship and camaraderie that is in our community.
Oh yeah.
Look at you. Look at you.
That's why
A
you're
little
our queen.
cheesy, but like that was
No,
my goal.
Ellie.
My goal was like, I want to give everyone bracelets and I want to put something up cute in the green room. And like, oh yeah, I'm going to play Jeopardy. And
Like a
I'd like
boss.
to win, I guess. What was interesting was for this quarterfinal round, podium 1 was the person who'd won the most games. And I ended up playing from podium 1 and I was shocked. But I played against 2 guys who'd won 5 each. Or maybe Suresh had won 6, but I won more money because of the tournament payout, whatever. So I was really surprised to go in like that. And yeah, well, you'll see how the game turns out, but
shall we? Should we?
It
Yeah,
was pretty
let's do
fun.
That's a perfect
Let's do
segue.
it.
Let's do this thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my goodness.
Let's look for Dave in the flyover anyway, though. Let's see.
Yes.
From the Alex Trebek stage at Sony Picture Studios,
Yeah, you should be able to see my hair somewhere, but it's way far on the left, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I should have been right in the far back,
introducing
actually.
our first group
As that shot
Oh.
started.
of champions, a software developer and substitute teacher from Portland,
So,
Oregon,
Matthew
Marcus.
had like a glow up after his first episodes. He had really
Yeah, the
long hair,
haircut.
he had a long beard, and he shows up all like clean cut.
And
Suresh
subject matter
is
from
one of the
Jackson, Minnesota,
kindest
Lloyd
people I've ever met. And he's got 2 brilliant daughters who were with him, just the coolest guy.
So what was the hand gesture?
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert. And welcome to our
Oh, the hand gesture it's like a tiny little heart.
Yeah, the heart.
Okay.
Here, our field of 27 players is the largest we've ever seen in Jeopardy's 60-year history. We are welcoming back 19 standouts from season 39 who
TJ,
won
this is-
3
this
games
is
or
my
more,
Ken.
as well as the
Gray.
6 players who emerged
It is
victorious
your-
on
it is
the
your
Champions
Ken.
wild card. Also,
Emily, we've
got
done
my
this
Ken
often
today.
high
enough now
school
that we
reunion
have
winner Justin
favorite
Wilson,
Ken
and our
outfit.
primetime
So,
school champion
yeah.
Ike Barinholtz. It's quite a group. The
Yeah.
next few weeks,
Passion
some of
and
the
Jeopardy.
best Jeopardy
It's,
ever
it's a
played.
thing. Yeah.
You know
One
what?
day
All
Dave will learn
starts
what a
right
jewel
here
tone is,
in
and
the
it is not
quarterfinals.
today.
Today
It's
we're
not
welcoming
today.
back Emily, Suresh, and
It's
Matt.
gonna be a dual tone tie.
All 3 of you champions. Let's begin.
Suresh has his name written in Tamil, which is
For your categories in the
his
first round.
native language.
We're going to start you
That's
off
awesome.
with 1960s
Yeah, it's super cool.
fiction, followed by TV comedy, sleep pourri, then condiments, election
no,
lingo.
your experience is
And,
much
ooh,
more
it's
important,
getting
but I'm
hard
watching
already.
this. I'm like, I was
Triple
there
rhyme
and I don't
time.
remember this.
Emily.
I know.
What's the first
Triple
one?
rhyme
Triple
time
rhyme
was
time.
like, all
Triple
right,
rhyme
it's
time was-
on. This
All
is
of
the
this
tournament of
Mexican
champions,
hot sauce
guys.
offer el sabor perfecto and a signature
Yes.
wooden tap. Suresh,
What is Cholula?
that's it.
That's the right answer. None of this tapatio.
UNESCO added this Tunisian chili paste, sort of North Africa's ketchup, to its list of intangible cultural heritage.
What is
Emily.
harissa
What is harissa?
ketchup?
You had 1,000.
Let's try
Yes.
Jeopardy for 1,000.
Well done, baby.
A feminist cause around 1914 was childbirth in this time of day sleep, so women wouldn't remember
Twilight.
the pain later. Emily?
What is twilight sleep?
That's right.
And let's try sleep free for 800.
Genesis 28:11 relates how he used a stone pillow. Suresh,
Who's Jacob?
correct, his dream of the ladder.
Let's do election lingo for 1,000, please.
Candidates for local posts like school board president are often elected without a ballot by this, from the Latin for shout.
Proclamation.
Check
Elected by
how many triple stumpers there are in
800.
this game. Because it's
Abbreviated
lots.
RCV, this type of voting allows
it
for
felt
regular
like a lot when we
candidates
were
by
playing,
graded
too.
preference to
So,
runoff elections.
It just,
Suresh.
I saw someone on Reddit say
Yes.
it was a nervy
let's
first
do
game.
triple
I would
rhyme time
agree.
for
I feel like we just,
Answer.
we're a little bit on edge.
Makes sense. Everybody's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Got a small lead.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Make it a true daily double, Ken, please. Thank you.
All right.
Love to see that.
Triple rhyme time. Your clue? A clever little song about any metropolis.
Witty City Diddy? That's
What
gotta be
is,
it. I hate
There
that.
you go. You did it right.
Bitty witty song. Bitty witty city.
No, I'm sorry. A witty city ditty. It's got to be a ditty, I'm afraid.
Thank you.
Oh, those,
Yeah, but make a stop.
anything that's a wordplay daily double gets me really
1966
nervous.
for 1,000.
Yeah.
Because you've got that time to think about it. It's going to
Dad
be
in
hard.
Southern
Yeah.
California
I
wrote
usually
openly
like
of gay
the wordplay
subject matter in
categories,
A
but
Single
triple
Man.
rhyme time is I can always get like 2 of them, and I get
By
stuck on
Christopher.
the third
Oh,
one. It's
yeah.
hard.
Suresh.
They make me so mad. I was
63
mad that I got it.
Raised by
no.
Old Carpenters and Seymour in Introduction in 1963 was his last book-length work. He died in 2010. Matthew.
Who is Faulkner?
That's incorrect. Emily or Suresh?
I would have said the longest-lived William Faulkner ever.
Salinger. Back to you, Suresh.
Yeah, right.
Let's do condiments for 600, please.
Condiments feels like the most normal thing out there.
This condiment is a mayo heavy on the garlic and the vowels. Matthew.
What is aioli?
Right.
Triple rhyme time 800.
Allowed
He
to
just sounds so
classy.
after fisticuffs.
Yes.
Is Matthew the one that's like the
Gravitas.
best, the best
Emily.
crossworder? in
What
Britain?
is a
Yes.
ball,
Amazing.
mall, brawl?
Yeah, we'll take that.
You're looking at
You can see me looking at the clue, and I'm just like, I got to get all 3 of them. Let's go.
Connie Britton and Alexander Chaplin were on staff in the mayor's office
That was well
on this
done.
90s ABC comedy. Emily.
Spin City.
Correct.
TV comedy for
I
1,000.
haven't thought about that
Back in
in
Chrissy
forever.
Gone,
Yeah, right?
Three's
Right.
Company lives as the nation's
This one made me
partygoers
feel
dress up
old
like
and
this
Brian because
character.
we're both like Mrs. Roper, and like, oh, these guys
All the
are
young
all
people
too
today
young.
dressing like Mrs. Roper.
I didn't have it.
Emily.
Well, let's try TV comedy for 600.
Let's bring the pain.
that was in the
Alan
70s.
Payne played
It
CJ
was.
Payne on some 300 episodes of this creator's House of Pain. Emily.
Who is Tyler?
No.
Oh.
Suresh or Matthew?
And see, on that one, I was looking at the scores. I'm like, you know what?
Back to you, Emily.
I think I've got it. If I don't,
It's the original
time.
title of the work seen here by Spanish painter Joaquin Sorolla.
like,
Sleepy time.
You won't be surprised when you
No
hear it.
idea.
It's called La Siesta. All right, Emily's in the lead, the only one with any
I just said it in
at the
English.
first break. We'll come back in just a moment for more Jeopardy Tournament of Champions. Stay with us.
I mean, so going into the first break,
Matthew
and
Marcus is a software
you're the only one
developer
with
and
money.
substitute
That's
teacher
gotta
from
feel pretty
Portland,
good,
Oregon.
right?
it feels pretty good.
I've never
Yes.
played Jeopardy
Yes.
Champions
Especially 'cause
before.
the
Do you
daily
think
doubles
maybe
off
you're
the
on the
board.
wrong version of the show?
Yes,
Yeah,
you got it.
British Jeopardy. I feel like maybe I applied to the wrong one by accident. But we get you, not Stephen Fry.
No, Stephen Fry's the man. Suresh Krishnan from
We had to re-record our interviews for time.
I
I was
think
going to
this
say
is
that.
the
This
top.
That's a
is
different
so weird
reaction to the
because
Tournament of Champions.
this
maybe
actually
than you did.
happened
My wife and
after
my
the
kids,
game
they've
was
been like
over,
really
and the
supportive
guys,
of me
like,
and the whole
everybody had to
time.
pretend
But
like
like,
they're
you know,
in the
at some
middle of
point
it.
when I start saying
They
like,
didn't
Yes.
know
We
who
gave
won.
you, then we gave you
like,
the
I'm
number
ready to be
four.
done
Oh
with this
God.
whole prep for the.
I know. And I thought, like,
I feel
you
like
can
you
do
don't
number
know
two,
how
just
to
like
do
leave
it.
me out of
Yes,
it.
man, he's still going to keep doing the did you know thing. Emily Sands is a project manager back with us from Chanhassen, Minnesota.
That's right.
You also have supportive family with us today, right?
I do, yeah. My parents are here. They're my first fans. They're probably still some of my biggest fans. And while my Champions Wildcard was airing, they were on a cruise through Europe. And everyone on the cruise ship knew that their daughter was on Jeopardy.
You've got a European
And
fan
won
base.
it.
That's great. You also have control of the board, Emily. Make a selection for us.
All right, let's do election lingo for 600.
I think everyone
This
at the
type of
taping knew that
vote to test
I was their
political
daughter.
sentiment may take its name from plant stalks tossed up to gauge wind direction. Emily.
What is a straw poll?
Yes.
Election lingo for 400.
Many state officers can be removed with this type of election. The folks who wanted it in the U.S. Constitution lost out. Emily,
What's a recall?
right again.
TV comedy for 400.
Louis Gossett Jr. and Richard Pryor played owners of a Detroit club that mistakenly booked this 70s musical act. It's
This,
Shirley Jones.
again, this one made me feel
but I was
old,
like,
because
there's
I'm like,
no way.
Partridge Family.
They accidentally
Like,
booked
it's
Partridge
like,
Family.
that was
Emily.
even
Let's go to
older
condiments
than
for
Three's
400.
Companies.
This paste of ground sesame seeds can be used in a variety of ways in Middle Eastern cuisine, including as an ingredient in hummus. Matthew,
What is tahini?
that's correct. You're out of the hole.
That
Triple
sounds so
rhyme
much
time
more fun in
600.
British.
The horrid odor coming from the Parisian's ditch. Emily?
Oh no.
What is a stench, wench, French?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh my God, that's
What is
French.
French?
Oh.
Stench tent.
I'm
Right?
sorry, no, time. Suresh doesn't want to take it. You were so close.
French.
Matthew. Trench was the word you were looking for. A French trench stench. Matthew.
Oh yeah, triple rhyme time 400.
No, why?
Currency for bugs or thumper.
Money,
Emily.
money, money.
What is bunny, funny money?
Yes, it is.
Right.
I hate
Do you
these.
see my face? I'm like, oh
Yeah.
shit, better come up with this.
Ebony-colored commemorative tablet celebrating your running and hurtling during high school. Emily.
What is a black track plaque?
Crack,
it.
plaque.
Let's
Oh,
try election
no,
lingo
I-
for 200.
Just now that we're
In person
feeling
on
comfortable with
election
it,
day,
category's
you
gone.
this
Never
type
see it
of
again.
ballot, whether by mail or by early voting. Matthew.
What is an absentee ballot?
Right.
Fiction 600.
Oh, I gotta vote.
A young woman struggles with mental illness in Joanne Greenberg's fictional autobio, I Never Promised You This Place. Matthew.
What is a rose garden?
That's correct.
Fiction 400.
The dolls in this Jacqueline Suzanne novel are the pills taken by 3 young women as they cope with their lives and careers in New York City. Matthew.
What is Valley of the Dolls?
Yes.
I do not associate that book with New York
Mrs.
City
W's
at all. So that threw me
Where?
off.
are guides through the universe in
Oh,
this Madeline
yay!
L'Engle
Love
classic.
this
This
book.
book.
Suresh.
What is A Wrinkle in Time?
That's the book.
Sleep Puri 400.
The
That was
British
like
say
10-year-old
someone is
TJ's favorite book.
sleeping this 5-letter adjective if they're on the street for the night or longer.
Rough.
Emily.
What is rough?
Yeah, you beat Matthew to some British content.
3 for 200.
It's what REM stands for when you're fast asleep and dreaming. Emily.
What is rapid eye movement?
Correct again.
Condiments for 200.
The song 1 Week by Bare Naked Ladies
Yes.
says hot like
Wasabi.
Japanese
I
condiments.
like wasabi when I was strong.
But rhymes as the rhymes, because I'm all about
Matthew.
value.
What is wasabi?
Hot like wasabi is right. And the final clue in TV
Big
comedy
cool.
from this show. Brian, it's about the journey, not the destination. Stewie, no it's not. This sucked and you failed. Emily.
What is Family Guy?
That's correct. And on that cheery
What is
note,
every
the round is over and we are
Right
going to
there.
commercial break. Back with Double Jeopardy in just a moment.
So again, I feel like nervy starts.
Jeopardy. Here are the categories.
Settle in a
we
little
have to
here.
choose from.
Play some
In
Double
the first
Jeopardy.
spot, the American Revolution era. Then we have pop culture dragons, not like the real
No.
ones. Judges.
Dragons.
That building has great
Dragon.
bones. Followed by some quick geo
Again, none of this
and
sounds familiar.
2020s and 1920s slang.
That one
Suresh,
sounds a
where do you
little
want to start?
familiar.
Let's do
Yeah.
quick geo for 2000, please.
Quick geo.
Myanmar's main river.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Matthew.
That makes more
What
sense.
is the Irrawaddy?
That's it.
Geo 1600.
Colombo's and Shilau's country. Emily.
What is Sri Lanka?
Right.
Quick geo for 1200.
I'm obsessed with
Capital
these
city,
earrings, Emily.
Charlottetown's province.
Oh, thank you.
Suresh.
What is Prince Edward Island?
That's the province.
Quick geo 800, please.
Aconcagwa's range. Matthew.
What is the Andes?
Right.
2020s and
Look at y'all.
1920s.
Look at y'all
slang, 1200.
nerds. I love it.
Yes.
Word of the year for 2023. It's what someone has. If
I'm
they-
really happy I got this one.
To the hunks or the honeys. Emily.
What is Riz?
They do have Riz, yes.
20.
Yeah,
I forgot there was a Riz question.
That might be the first time that's shown up in
20
Jeopardy.
Slang word for a dancer. Someone ungulating and undulating to that hot jazz. That would be a hoofer. Back to you, Emily.
Okay.
Undulant is
Slang
the,
for
yeah.
2000.
Showing your significant other's hands, but no face on the IG is known
Yeah,
as
this one was
two-word
like-
term, like a preview for a
As
new
you
product.
can guess, me being
Emily,
an old man.
What is a soft
like,
You
launch?
got a soft launch.
did
your
not
boy.
Yeah.
know any of
Yes.
these.
That's right.
Stop
It's like,
excellent.
what?
Dragons for 1600.
Stop Launch is so, it's
In
such
series
a
of books by
2024
Cressida
word.
Cowell, this
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
stoic the vast can speak Dragonese and learns to train a dragon.
Hiccup.
Who is Hiccup?
Yeah.
Right, and this is where I feel like
Chimera for
you could tell the
1600.
levels a little harder
In
because they're asking for
1776,
pretty
artillery
obscure
from Ticonderoga
piece of
moved
that
sled
knowledge.
through this Massachusetts segment of the Appalachians to fortify Boston. Emily.
What are the Berkshires?
Yes.
The American Revolution era.
Nicely done.
2000.
That is
In office from
a regional
1770 to 1782.
I'm just
He was
running
later
as fast
known
as I can
Prime
from the
Minister
dragons
who
category
lost
because I
America.
realize I don't know any other
Matthew.
pop culture dragons.
Lord North is correct.
2020s and 1920s slang.
Matthew, you better get the British
This
Prime Minister
shortened
question
word
right.
precedes
Yeah,
check
seriously.
in a term used on social media for reviewing one's attire before hitting the town.
Sit check.
What is fit?
That's your fit check.
Yes,
Let's
Emily.
try that building has great bones for 2000.
It's the word for a bone depository, like the Wamba one in Spain. Emily,
What is an ossuary?
good for 2000.
You
That
went
building has
from
great
sit
bones
check
for
to
1600.
ossuary. We
Answer?
stand.
That's right. Whiplash, man, right?
Video clue for you, Emily.
Oh, Emily, you
And
got
you have a
it.
big lead.
I'm so excited. And again, looking at the wager or looking at the scores here, I'm
Big wager from
very
first.
comfortable.
Here's your clue in that building has great bones. You'll think of mortality in a Rome church housing 3,500 skulls of friars of this order that makes me think of
Capuchin.
Italian coffee.
Yeah.
Who are the Capuchins?
Capuchin order is correct, yes.
Okay. Let's look at judges for 1600.
Let's
In
not.
2016,
Oh,
the School
Jesus.
of George
Especially
Mason
Madeline
was
here.
renamed for this late Supreme Court justice. Suresh,
Who's Kalia?
yes.
Judges 2000, please.
Edward Coke made the King of England mad by ruling His Majesty cannot judge any case. You might know from Ed's Get Up, it was this king.
I still don't know why his get up is a clue on this.
James the First.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suresh,
Pop Culture Dragons 2000, please.
answer there.
I guess just because he's got the collar, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
not
You can
very
move in a
helpful.
second if you make a big wager here, Suresh.
I'll do it all.
Betting it all on some
Right.
top
Come on,
Totally the right
Suresh.
dragons. Here's your clue.
Not dragon.
Falcor, the White Luck Dragon, helps
Oh,
guide
yay!
you in this epic
Yeah.
fantasy film from Wolfgang Peterson.
So I'm next to him and I'm like, oh shit, I actually know this one. So like in my mind, I'm like, it's never any story.
What
Yeah.
is
And then I was like, oh no, I better
Never
stop thinking that because I'm going to accidentally weave it into his head.
story.
Yeah.
You lose it all again.
I
Bad
was
luck.
like, nothing
Take a
makes me
selection.
feel more
Judges
like a
100
millennial, like an
Both
older
the
millennial, than the fact that that then
Sandra
answer
Day
right there.
O'Connor allowed this syndrome as a defense of Angelique Lavallee, who killed Rooster Rust. Emily.
What is Twinkie syndrome?
No, I'm sorry. Suresh.
Is it battered woman syndrome?
That's also incorrect.
Hmm.
Matthew, you're not going to try it? Battered wife syndrome.
Yeah, battered wife.
Yeah, I don't know why I buzzed in on that one, but
1200.
it was
This
yeah,
Channel
whatever.
Island Zoo doesn't just display them live. You may see skulls and skeletons at the Durrell Discovery Center. Emily.
What is the Isle of Man?
No, I'm sorry. Suresh.
What is Jersey?
Jersey, that's the right one.
And so here I can
Revolution
see
1200, please.
the daily doubles are off the board.
General Richard
There's not
Montgomery
a lot of high level
died in the
clues left. I
Yankee
think I've got this. I can buzz in, I can take a
at
few more
this Canadian
chances.
City.
Yeah.
The British had only seized in 1759. Suresh.
What is Quebec?
Yes.
American Revolution 800, please.
In the early hours of April 19th, 1775, Captain John Parker and his militia waited for the British at Buckman Tavern in this town. Suresh.
What is Philadelphia?
No, I'm sorry. Emily or Matthew? Kicked the whole
Dave,
thing
you'll
off in
sympathize with
West
this.
Virginia.
At the first break,
Judges 800,
Suresh
please.
asked Megan, like, am I just coming in
1955,
early? Am
Texas
I
Judge
late?
Clemens W.
He's like,
Bartlett
you're
allowed
pretty much
this
right
for the
on.
first time in a murder trial.
But Emily's
And
just
presumably
right
combed his
on.
hair.
Emily's just
Suresh, I had
What
the
are
same
cameras in the
exact,
courtroom?
You'd be more specific?
same exact
Film
conversation
cameras,
during
television
my game
cameras,
with Emily.
Yeah, we'll take that. It was going to be
I
televised.
can just keep going.
Keep naming cameras till Ken says no. You're
Favorite
correct.
one, Emily. Film cameras,
The
motion
building was
cameras,
for
a
800.
sound
The
stage.
Hertel Skull
swan.
Collection is
Right,
among
like
the
that.
treasures at the Mutter Museum in this U.S. city.
Yeah, right.
What is Philadelphia?
Now it's time, yes.
Let's do
I've
quick
never been
reveal
there,
for
but I'd like
400.
to go to that museum because
Diamond
they
Head
have all kinds of goofy stuff.
What is Oahu?
Right.
And Hawaiian
2020s
Islands
and
show up
2029 for 400.
so many times in Jeopardy, and that was one of those
Used in
things
the
where I'm like, oh shit, I
1920s
should
for
probably like
cash
study that.
Also means a foul in
I didn't.
billiards where
Yeah.
the cue ball is pocketed.
It worked.
Suresh.
What is Scratch?
Scratch.
Yes.
Let's do Judges 400.
Carol Chessman chose to defend himself in front of Charles Fricke, who did this more than any other California judge ever, and did it to Carol too. Suresh.
What is provided death sentence?
That's correct.
Let's do
Again, like that's a
400.
pretty high level or pretty top level clue,
Physiology at Cal Berkeley has
but there
many
wasn't an
Native American
easy
remains,
one word
is giving some of them
response.
back
Right.
to trial.
Yeah. What is kill him?
What is anthropology?
Right.
The American Revolution era for 400.
The Sugar Act of 1764 included a 3-pence tax on each gallon of this imported from outside the British Empire. Matthew.
What is tea?
No. Emily.
What is molasses?
That's correct.
There you go.
Pop culture dragons for
But
400.
I was like, the British man's got to
Puff the
say
Magic
tea.
Dragon is the name of the mascot for the NBA team that plays home games in this city. Emily.
What is Orlando?
Yes.
Pop culture dragons for 800.
After killing the Ender Dragon in this blockbuster video game, players receive a dragon egg as a trophy. Matthew.
What is Minecraft?
That's correct. And the final
that's right.
clue
Sorry.
from Pop
I
Culture
did the same
Dragons,
thing when I was in the
Where
audience.
Dragons Dwell is a swell song from this band that took its name
Imagine
from...
Dragons. I hate that I know that.
That's
It's
not
not.
either. Jack.
What is
TJ?
Wilderness?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're right. It's not. Oh, I got it. Yeah, I got the wrong
Gojira.
answer.
Gojira is the band.
Yeah, I got it
That is
wrong when I
correct.
watched it.
You're in second place as we head into Final Jeopardy.
Right.
Suresh, I'm afraid with no money, we will be saying goodbye to you at this point.
Oh, I
Thanks
forgot
for
Suresh
coming.
didn't
The
make
tournament
it.
champions will be heading you
I know that
Final
last
Jeopardy
clue.
category,
He's
Emily
going
and
for
Matthew.
something.
French authors. And we'll be back with the clue right after this.
Never in my
That's
life
bummer.
I've
I mean,
been
obviously
happy to
it
have a
feels weird
runaway
for you.
because
See
French
Mohawk in
authors
the
is
back row?
not a
Where is
good.
it? Damn it. I lost
We're
it.
dealing with French authors.
French
in Final
authors?
today. Here's the clue.
Oh,
Trained as a
right.
priest and a
Yeah.
physician, in 1532, he published his first
I
novel
love to do a
under the
blind
pen
guess
name
when I'm watching at
Otto
home, where you
Friedrich
guess just based on the
Nazier.
category.
30
Same
seconds.
idea.
I couldn't even really come up with that.
No, this was like, I knew there was the thing in there and I couldn't get the thing and I was like, this is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like a 16th century French novel. You're like, what? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good Jeopardy clue. No hate there, but not one that I knew.
Matthew Marcus was in second place with 7,400. His response? Who is Rabelais? That's correct. Alcofribus Nazier is an anagram of Francois Rabelais. So you're going to add almost everything. You have 4.
We all know that.
599. But Emily Sands had that big lead. Her response? Who are the greatest people in the universe? Jeopardy fan.
You're the most cheesy, and I love you so much. It's perfect.
You did not make a big wager. $0. 21,800. Emily.
I
There
realized that I was in a runaway and I could write something fun. So,
Emily, one of the best parts about a runaway, either for good or for bad, is writing something fun.
yeah, right. Yes. And then, of
Oh,
course,
there's the hugs.
The hugs are now what we do.
I love that the hugs have become like almost standard now.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And so, yeah.
What
so that was the game.
Great start to the tournament.
So great.
What a way to kick things off, right?
And I was so happy because I got to see her right afterwards. They take the contestants out, and she was still in a daze, but I was literally like, "Oh, she knows she's gonna hug me." Like, she's the champion, and she knew me. We had wonderful hugs. Yeah, just beaming and brain fried and what just happened, shell shocked, all of the things.
Yes, you feel like you just got hit by a bus in the best way. Yeah.
I mean, so like, what was like? So I can't remember. You came out and sat with Dana for the rest of the day, didn't you?
I did. Yes.
Okay. I was wondering.
And I don't remember how much of these episodes I watched from the Jeopardy stage. We also watched a bunch from the Wheel of Fortune stage.
Oh yeah. I had to do that for one.
Fun too. Yeah. When at one point, I think this must have been when they were taping Wednesday's games. All the folks who'd played Tuesday, we were watching from the wheel stage, and we were just hollering, having a good time, and it was good.
So, what was it like going back into the green room with all the other contestants when you're the first game and you crushed it? Like what?
Yeah. I will say, a lot of claps, congratulations. Everyone's really happy. Everyone's also like, oh shit, like these are some real awards. They're asking the tough questions. And one of the things I think that I realized and that various people had written about leading up to the Tournament of Champions is how a single game of Jeopardy has such variance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone can win when you're up there, and anyone can have a bad day and lose, So I think we were all kind of holding our breath to see what the matchups would be, but even then there were no sure things. So it was a good time. I'm excited for this tournament. Like, really excited.
It was a great start to and I've been teasing it on the show. It was the games I saw were so good. I saw all the quarterfinal games and the semifinal games.
Yep.
I have no idea what happened after that. So I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to see how this turns out, because the stuff I saw was nuts.
Yeah.
So that's how you keep teasing it. The whole thing. I was like, I get it, Dave. It was nuts. I can't wait. I'm also
there's so many good ones.
I know. So I don't play again. I don't show up on TV again until 2 Fridays from now.
Right? You're the first one. You're the daddy TV of this round. Yeah.
I was like, no, but you're Thursday morning.
I know.
Right there.
Not in real time. Yeah. Right.
No. Yeah. 2 weeks. 2 weeks later. Jeez.
Yes.
That was like freaking Dave Pye in our tournament.
Yeah,
he played the very first game, and then the first quarterfinal and last semifinal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the longest possible time between games.
Yes. Yeah. And Dave Rapp got exactly the opposite, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Boop, boop. Yeah. That's what they did to the Daves. The Daves there can only be one. So
that's right. They're testing their theory of Daves, right? Is it better to have a long cap or no cap?
Right. I love this.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole vibe was just so much fun. I know there are people out there who say they're sick of the tournaments. If you are, tough toenails, like get with it and watch the Tournament of Champions, because it's amazing.
Yes, there you go. I mean, yeah, we've all seen the people who are like annoyed by all the tournaments, but this is the tournament of champions. This is the
That's
thing
right.
that everybody is excited for every
Yes,
year. I remember
absolutely.
as a
Every
kid
year.
being like, tournament of champions is it, and like also as a
Mhm.
kid, like you you notice that the level of questions or of clues goes up.
Yes.
And
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
because I would try to compete with my mom and I would watch,
Yeah,
and then
I'd be
you
like-
get to the tournament champions, I'm like, I don't know any of this.
Right.
And that, boy, that came back today. I said it in our group chat. It is so the imposter syndrome is real
Yeah.
strong when you haven't been in
Mhm.
training and you're
Yeah.
sitting there surrounded
Yeah.
by, in the audience around me is Andrew He and Sam Buttry and like
Yes.
all the people from last year's tournament are sitting right behind me. And after every game, they're like, "Did you get the so and so?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm stupid and I shouldn't be here."
No. You know, as I was practicing, and everyone I talked to, because I practiced with the women of Jeopardy, I practiced with some folks locally. I thought talking about preparing, I was going to get like a really good anagram to help me remember something, right? Or like someone was going to help me learn some fact. Every single person to a T was talking about mental preparation and how to handle nerves and how do you recover when something has gone poorly for you and there's 20 clues left. So it was really talking about like high performance human whatever. One of the women of Jeopardy I practice with is like an elite international downhill skier. And yeah, she told me, she says, you need to practice being nervous because you will be nervous. And you need to practice, what do you say to yourself? What do you think? What's your kind of keyword that's going to help you get into the moment? And so my word was belong, because I kept trying to tell myself, I belong here. We all belong here.
That's great.
We can all win this. And that really did help me.
That's
because
awesome.
the imposter syndrome is real.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's
Of course it is.
really real.
Mhm.
But like for me, who, like I said, I wasn't prepping. I'm watching the best players compete at a high level. I was like, holy shit, how did I even get on this show? Watching you play.
David.
No, but like, TJ, I'm telling you, like, when you're sitting in the audience and Andrew, he was right behind me. I'm like, can you see over my hair? And Sam Buttry, by the way, I have to throw this out. I was going to wait till you were not here, Emily, and we didn't have a guest. But Sam Buttry came up to me in line while we're waiting to get in. Is like, hey, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm a big fan. And I was like, what is happening right now?
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, this is not the way this interaction was supposed to go. Like,
Dana was saying he probably took like selfies for 20 people with Sam. Sam is like, people love Sam.
Just the nicest guy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. But like, you guys were on another level, on the tournament of champions level, and it showed. And you went out there and crushed it just like you did in our games.
You
so
did.
You
I had no
definitely
idea
belong.
how it was going to go. And yeah, it clearly went well. But I think you'll see, like we were having fun playing Jeopardy. It's TV game show.
Yeah.
It's not life and death.
Right.
And so to bring that attitude and focus on the process and the experience really takes a lot of the pressure off, I think.
That's a really good way of putting it. It's true.
So yes, more Tournament of Champions to come. Some really good games coming up next week, you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk again at the semifinals.
Done.
Okay.
Can't wait to have
that'll be a fun one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That'll be a whole treat. Oh, thank you so much, Emily.
Thank
Emily, you're the
you
best.
so
We
much.
love you so
Yes.
much.
I love you guys. Oh,
You're awesome.
truly.
So good to see your face.
The real daily double is the friends we make along the way.
That's true.
I'm glad to count you guys as friends.
Oh, it's mutual, baby.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome.